Hello fellow travelers, Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're here in the back alleys of Chicago to talk about some of the scams and tourist traps that tourists like you and me might encounter when we come to the Windy City. And I think one of the tourist traps you need to know about, but it's one you might still want to go to, is the sky deck at Willis Tower, or as we real people call it, at Sears Tower. Look, it's not free to go up. You have a fantastic view of the city, and if you're one of those people that likes to like walk out on the edge on the glass, great. But if you're just going up to the sky deck for the view of the city, there are so many great places to get views around Chicago, whether you're going up the old John Hancock building or you're just taking a view in from the lake or one of the great rooftop bars. You can get great views all around the city without paying an arm and a leg, because it's not super cheap to go. So that's one tourist trap that I think you should know about, but you still might want to go because, yes, the views still are pretty spectacular, okay? Now, another kind of tourist trap, or not necessarily scam, but something you as a tourist should think about when you're coming to Chicago is if you're going to stay, and you're going to stay downtown, you're going to stay in the loop, it's more the, I'd like to call it the downtown doldrums at night. Because downtown Chicago, you know, basically no one's really living down there. People work there and then they leave, okay? And so if you're there at night, it's pretty empty and the crime rate might go up a little bit and you might not feel comfortable staying down there and being down there in the evening time because stores are closing earlier. Not all the restaurants are open at night. So you might want to think about staying actually in one of the neighborhoods around Chicago and then taking the, you know, the L in for the day or taking an Uber in to do that, to visit the downtown and the museums. Because honestly, that downtown part at night, I mean, you really got to be aware when you're there, okay? Now, in terms of a tourist trap slash scam that's kind of funny that you'll know you really know who your true Chicago friends are, is when a local tries to get you to drink a shot of Malort. I mean, this stuff is like a black licorice liquor. It's horrible. I have no idea why it's popular here in Chicago. It really isn't, because most people don't actually like it, and they'll be on here saying, yeah, that is a total trap. Don't get it. It's gross. But you'll see some of the locals like to trick the tourists into having it when they're here, because they say, oh, well, you're in Chicago. You have to have Malort. It's required. So that's kind of a fun, scammy kind of thing to look out for. A little more serious thing. If you are downtown, you'll probably have guys that'll ask you for $1, okay? Yes, there might be begging for $1. Someone just might come and, hey, can I have $1? You might have $1, you might not, but sometimes they can get a little aggressive with the begging. So I do say be careful, especially if you're downtown at night. Maybe you want to cross to the other side of the street. You don't want to just look with your head down. You want to make sure you're looking about a block up to see, hey, is it going to be okay for me to walk down this way? And the dollar guy does happen, and it's not just at night. It happens all the time, but I have seen it kind of escalate sometimes, so you want to avoid that situation. Now, another kind of similar thing to the guy asking for $1 is if you're at Union Station or anywhere where there's bus tickets, don't be surprised if someone comes up to you and asks, hey, could you help me get a ticket? I'm trying to catch a train to Milwaukee. Look, it's in 20 minutes. They'll show you the board. It's in 20 minutes. I got to get a ticket, kind of like $5, $10 to get my ticket. Or, oh, I got to get my bus out to wherever. You know, they're going to have some sob story to try to get you to give them some money so they can buy a ticket. Look, it's a scam. They are not going to Milwaukee. They're not trying to get out to Tinley Park or wherever. They're just trying to get your money, okay? So if you want to, like, see if they're really doing it, say, okay, yeah, I'll go buy the ticket with you. And most of the time, like, no, you don't need to do that. Yeah, then they didn't really need the ticket. Okay, so that's one kind of scam I see a lot. I've had actually happen to me pretty much every time I've gone to Union Station. Now, another thing you have to realize when you come to Chicago, there's a lot of fantastic places to eat. And, you know, whether you talk about Greektown or you're looking at, you know, the traditional, you know, pizzas and stuff like that. But one of the things is you look at steakhouses. They're really big here in Chicago. And there's kind of a tourist trap, not necessarily tourist trap, but more touristy than locally when it comes to steakhouses. And that would be going to Mike Ditka's Steakhouse, you know, Ditka's Steakhouse or Michael Jordan's Steakhouse. Look, they have great food in those places, but don't think that the love that the locals have for Ditka and MJ translates into the love of their steakhouses. There's other, I mean, their food is fine, you know, but if you want to go to like a real Chicago steakhouse, maybe check out Gibson's. Now, if you want true tourist trap, you're looking at Navy Pier down on the lake. Yes, the pier goes out. It does have a Ferris wheel. Beautiful pictures at night, by the way. And it's kind of a nice thing to do, but it is super touristy. So do be ready for that in terms of the prices that are there. You need to keep your eye open on your wallet and your purse when you're there because sometimes pickpockets are there. So do have a heads up. But just know, Navy Pier, you're not going to see any locals when you're there. It is geared towards tourists and all the fun stuff that goes along with that. Now, another scam that I've seen a lot of times I've come here to Chicago, especially for tourists that don't really know Chicago's food scene, is whenever you go to a Chicago-style pizzeria, and whether it's a Lou Malnati's or Giordano's or Gino's East or wherever, anytime the waiter or waitress asks you, oh, would you like appetizers before your pizza? They dang well know you do not need any appetizers, because Chicago-style pizza is this huge, thick piece of pizza that you're gonna have. But I mean, it's a huge pizza, and it's just like, I mean, for me, I'm a big guy. I can barely get down 2 pieces, okay? And they're trying to get you to buy a large pizza, and yes, you need a salad and some breadsticks before that. No, you don't. Total scam. Don't fall for it. Just get the pizza and drink before you get your food, okay? It's kind of a silly scam, but it's something you need to think about, because you could end up spending another $15, $20 on appetizers that you're never going to actually need because you have all that pizza on the way, okay? Now, another thing I think is important as a tourist when you're going around are the taxis and taxi scams. And really, the only scam I kind of see with taxis here in Chicago is you want to make sure that they take credit card before you get in, because a lot of people don't take cash. Like, we don't carry a lot of cash on us these days. We like to pay with our card, and we assume we're going to pay with our card. And sometimes on the side of taxi, it will say it takes credit card. Before you get in, ask them, hey, do you take credit card, and does the credit card machine work, okay? That's going to be very important, because you might get in and like, oh, we don't have a credit card. Oh, but I'll take you to an ATM to get cash, and you never want to be in that situation. So make sure you do check to make sure there's that. That's why a lot of people tend to use Uber and Lyft when they're here in Chicago instead of the taxis, but it's just something you want to think about. Like, I've had some wonderful taxi rides here, so I'm not trying to be mean to the taxi drivers here in Chicago, but the whole, oh yeah, our machine's not working, cash only, I've seen that in taxis around the world. And I think that's one thing you have to realize is Chicago's a big city, so you have a lot of those same kind of scams and tourist trappy kind of stuff you see all over the world in big cities. You know, if you're going around, be careful on public transportation. If you're getting on and off the L, if you're going to be taking the buses, those are prime pickpocket locations, okay? Be very careful on those spots. Also, you don't want to leave anything of value in your car, whether you're parking on the street or you're parking in some of the alleys or whatever. Leave no reason for people to break your window to take something in your car. Of course, since there's big cities, there's lots of tourists, you'll see the touts on the street, the people playing the card games and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, you will never win that. The person that won before was a total plant, okay? Realize that. They might let a little kid win, but you're not going to win. They are going to win the card game or the shell game or whatever. Those things you do see here. Another thing I think is important, if you see like street performers here, make sure you're watching your wallet when you're watching the street performers, because if you're on Michigan Avenue or you go to Navy Pier, there are pickpockets that are there. They know that's where tourists are, and they're not always paying attention. And I know I've walked up and down Michigan Avenue hundreds and hundreds of times in my life, okay? And I will see ladies that will walk in and have their purse over their shoulder, but their purse is wide open. You're making yourself a very much of a target. And there are people, their whole thing is they're looking to see who could I get, who could I get? Just be aware. Make sure purse is zipped up. Make sure you maybe have your wallet in your front pocket, but just be aware of that, because the pickpockets are actually here, so just be aware of it. And that's why it's one of those things that happens in any big city, okay? So from me to you, those are some of my tourist traps and scams that I've seen in Chicago over the years. What are some of the scams and tourist traps that you've seen? You know, and some people may say, oh, the price of beer at a Cubs game. Yeah, that's kind of a scam, but what else you gotta do? Anyway, I wish you all the best. Have a great time here in Chicago. Don't forget, down below, let us know any other scams or tourist traps that we should know about. And I'll say bye from the back alleys of Chicago. Bye.